Hey folks, Carl Kishel here. Welcome to this edition of the Microsoft Cloud News Update, the post-election edition. As I mentioned last week, regardless of the outcome of the election, we're all still going to be here this week. So here we are, and let's jump right into our updates. Using Azure PowerShell with Azure Migrate. So many of you are familiar with the Azure Migrate tool. If you are not, it's a tool that allows you to do an assessment of your current on-prem platform or cloud platform if it's in another cloud, and give you tips, hints, and ideas on how to migrate those workloads into Azure. So previously the Migrate tool set was pretty much GUI based. With this update, there is a new PowerShell command within Azure PowerShell that allow you to use the PowerShell module for Azure and script migration of virtual machines from on-prem to the Azure platform. And this supports both VMware and Hyper-V. So this link will provide you with more information on the background of that. And I will also include a link in terms of getting started. And this particular link gives some really nice details in terms of some of the PowerShell scripts and syntax that's used for this new module. So if you are a PowerShell jockey and enjoy doing scripting and looking at a migration to Azure, check this out. Some new updates to QnA Maker. And QnA Maker, if you're not familiar with that platform, is a GUI-based platform that allow you to create bots and AI interactions based on FAQs and text that you enter into the QnA platform. So it's a really easy getting started type of approach to AI and bot creation. Some new enhancements to the QnA Maker toolset include deep learning, which is currently in preview, and some enhanced longer answer passages that allow you to put more verbosity into your question and answer pair sets to make your QnA Maker experience a little more applicable. So check out QnA Maker. QnA Maker has been out for a while. It's a really neat tool to help you get started with bot creation and some rudimentary AI type of programming. And these particular updates give you even additional support. So check this link out for more information. Soft delete for SQL Server in Azure, virtual machines, and SAP HANA. So what soft delete does, basically, it gives you the ability to create and maintain backup data for 14 additional days. So soft delete, if you do put something in soft delete or activate that, you have the ability to retrieve that particular element that you deleted within 14 days. The really neat thing about this particular benefit is that there isn't any additional storage costs for leveraging soft delete. So check out this link for more info. Next, we have some Microsoft 365 roadmap updates. And there are 10 that are currently in development since we last spoke last week, and wanted to give you some insights into at least 2 of them. So the first one is regarding Microsoft Teams, and this was in the press late last week around additional settings for multiple accounts and organizations. The thing to keep in mind here with the multiple account support is that it is one account, which would be a personal account, and the other account would be a work or school account. So it is not support for multiple work accounts or multiple personal accounts. So it is one of each. So wanted to highlight that because it seems like there was some confusion in the press regarding that particular feature. And regarding that, that is in development and slated for release, I would guess, within first quarter of next year. The other roadmap update that I wanted to share with you is regarding some updates here to meeting chat. And here it is right here. So this is important. This was updated this past week and slated for release by the end of the year. So with this particular update, so for folks who have joined a Teams meeting via a meeting link and who were not added via the original invite to the meeting, they will not have access to chats, files, notes, and other meeting content after the meeting ends. So that's important to note because if you were not invited, you're not going to have access to some of this collateral within a Microsoft Teams meeting. So just a heads up on that, and functionality changes to the way meeting participants can access these components of a Teams meeting. Next, we have some Power Automate updates regarding 24 new connectors that were released last month. And just really wanted to call your attention to one of them. There are several here. Check them out at your leisure, but the one I wanted to point out is this new connector for Power Automate, formerly known as Microsoft Flow, and this connector with Azure Communication Services. So about a month or so ago, actually at Ignite, we made an announcement regarding Azure Communication Services as a platform to allow you to create telephony calls within the Azure environment for messaging, etc. Now there is a connector to leverage ACS and SMS messaging with Power Automate through this connector. So check out this post for more information. And the last two items here, not really an update per se, but just something I saw in the press. It's kind of interesting about how angry and mad Microsoft is regarding privacy issues and concerns, at least per this particular blog poster. And just as a Microsoft veteran of 20 plus years, I found this was pretty interesting, and just wanted to say I don't think Microsoft, at least I'm not angry or mad as hell compared to what this particular blog poster is talking about. But there's a point in here that governments have been probably not as quick to adopt privacy and security protections for its citizens as quickly as they should. So there's a point there. And I think just like any other large organization who has to deal with governmental entities, things take time, and really looking forward to collaborating with folks who are in charge of policy, procedure, from a governmental perspective to make sure the right security and privacy laws are in place to protect individuals. So I thought these were interesting, and not necessarily angry or mad, but definitely concerned and looking forward to working this out. So that concludes this week's edition of the Microsoft Cloud News Update. Please like, subscribe, share. We're now on Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. If you have any feedback, please reach out to me directly. You can find me on LinkedIn, again, or Twitter. Be more than happy to take your comments, feedback, suggestions, any questions that you might have. So thanks again for tuning in this week, and we look forward to catching up with you next week. Take care.